Hello and welcome. Today I wanted to do a little bit of, or have a little bit of playtime. No coloring with Copics today. A little while ago I was poking around on Pinterest and I saw a monochromatic rainbow. And that really struck me because rainbows are anything but monochromatic, right? They're made up of 7 colors. They're very specific what order the colors go in. And yet this person created a rainbow. It was all one color, and I thought, wow, that actually looks good. And I was like, well, this is interesting because we could use this for what I'm going to try to do is create a green rainbow for St. Patrick's Day. And maybe I'll try a red rainbow for Valentine's Day. I just thought it kind of made a rainbow more festive. If that's possible, can you make a rainbow more festive? At any rate, so I already did a little bit of playing beforehand because I wasn't really sure what inks to use at all. So I went through my inks, and my dark green that I have is a Stampin' Up Garden Green. This is still current. They still sell this. Some of the other greens I have I know are not current, but they have ones that are very similar. I just have not invested in updating my ink pads. I've been using the same ink pads for a long time now. They work for me, so I just kind of I have the refills, so I keep using them, and someday I'll have to upgrade to new colors, but this works. I do by chance have the Altenew greens, but I looked at them and they did not strike me as a very St. Patrick's Day green. Maybe they have another set, but at least the set I have was kind of like an olive. At any rate, I wasn't super excited by that. So I passed on those and went with my Stampin' Up colors. So that first one is Garden Green, but I used a light hand. And the cool thing about these stencils are by Tailored Expressions. And the way that they design them is it includes the masks. So I don't have to mess around with all the Post-it notes and figure it all out. I can just add the masks that come with it and carry on. Now I don't have enough green, so what I'm going to do is do this next layer also with Garden Green. Uh-oh, my mask's wandering away. So I guess in this case I wouldn't have to worry so much about masking, but in case you wanted to do a traditional rainbow, this would help you. But I'm going to use a little bit of a heavier hand so they hopefully look a little bit different in shades. And just for good measure, because you never know what will happen next, I am going to wipe off the stencil because it's good practice. All right, let's pull this up and see what we've got. We've got a wonderful first 2 arches to our card. So next I'm pulling out the second stencil in this set. And I should mention, I had this one all set up. There are etched lines on here that help you center your card. Now I decided I didn't want the rainbow in the center of the card. If I put them all the way in, and my rainbow would be here on my cardstock. So I'm just using these 2 as my guide and the bottom of my rainbows. So once I feel like I got that where I want it, I'm going to take a piece of painter's tape. Might take one more piece. And tack that down. And this time I am going to use a different green. So I'm putting my Garden Green away. And I'm going to choose to do Certainly Celery. And it is a lighter green. And I'm going to do it for both of these layers. So I guess I don't need to put masks in. I'll learn from my last step that I don't need to waste that step. But again, if you were doing traditional rainbow colors and you wanted them all to be the different, you have to be careful not to let that pop up on you. All right, so I'm happy with that. So let's pop this away. Let's just take a look at this just so we can see, but we have a green rainbow. Yay! But we're not done. That would be too easy. So what I'm going to do is pop in the mask for this little layer here. And I'm going to find a little piece of tape. I've been reusing my tape here. And tape this in. because I definitely don't want to get this into the next step. Okay, so I've moved down to my glass mat. I've also popped in this mask here because I'd like to do something here, but I need to work on my glass mat. I did swerve my light over a little bit. Hopefully that prevents the glare. The glass mats are really reflective and that light can get kind of intense. So hopefully this works out. But I'm using gloss gel medium. This is something I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and it's a way to make your own glitter gel without having to buy like 10 different kinds of glitter gel, which, you know, I like, but gets expensive. So I'm just going to squirt a little bit of that onto my glass mat, and that's probably like a dime size drop in the scheme of things. And then what I'm going to do is pick up some of my glitter. This one happens to be by Martha Stewart. It was the color that I had that went with this project. And I'm going to sprinkle on top a little pile of glitter. And then I'm going to take my Nuvo spatula and I'm just going to mash that together so I get the glitter like mixed throughout the gel. And again, I'm just making my own glitter paste. If you already have a bunch, use it. I just don't have a bunch in my stash here. So now I'm just picked up some with my spatula, and I'm going to go in and put that over this layer of, or this arc of the rainbow. So we're going to have a glittery arc. So even though they're sponged with the same color, they're not going to look the same. And I'm just doing my best to try to make the glitter as even as I can throughout. Awesome. All right, so now I can lift my stencil up and set that aside. And I can pick this up and see if you can see just kind of some glittery fun. And as this dries, that paste will dry clear, leaving just the glitter on top of that certainly celery that we sponged on. So I'm going to set this aside, and I die cut 2 clouds. I will look up which die that is. I have no idea, guys. Probably Lawn Fawn, maybe. But most of us have a cloud die in our stash. And then I didn't have like a mint ink in my stash, but I found this really light green ink, and I'm just sponging this on to the edges of the clouds to give them a green look. I'm leaving the center white. And I like that little stitch detail. That's really cool. I'm tempted to put some of that glitter on it, but let me hold this up. See what you guys think. Let me get my tweezers. I think I like this better without glitter. Like that being the big, or maybe I put Wink of Stella on them. Just put my hand in that glitter paste. Interesting idea. Okay, this is still maybe a smidgen wet, but I've decided to press on here. Inside of my, I just got a little bit of versified ink on there. I think I can get that off. And that off too. Oh my gosh, stop touching things. I set my sentiment up inside the Misty, or actually this is a Stamparata, same thing. And I'm going to use VersaFine to stamp my sentiment. And I found this sentiment inside of my favorite things. I went through all of my sentiments looking for something that said lucky. And believe it or not, that is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I thought I'd have lots of stamps that said lucky in it, but I really, honest to God, didn't. But I found this one inside Mama Elephant, or not Mama Elephant, I'm sorry, My Favorite Things. Let me show you the set. It's called All About Mom. And it had a bunch of sentiments, and I use this a lot for Mother's Day cards, but it says, I'm so lucky to have you. So we're not using the rest of it. I just pulled this out because I wanted lucky, St. Patrick's Day, kind of going along in that theme. You know, you could have put anything you wanted, but whatever, this is what I settled on. See if I can clean this up a little bit. All right, so on these green clouds, I'm going to take and put some scraps of fun foam behind them. And I use this from another project. It was Valentine's Day, said love you. I always save those, and they're perfect for little things like this. I just chop them up in any old little which way. And then I just put some glue on the back of my clouds. And it's like a puzzle. I just do my best to fill them in. And while I'm in this gluing phase, I cut some cardstock for a card background. And I have a piece of Certainly Celery cardstock. This is retired, but Pear Pizzazz is almost the same color from Stampin' Up. I just had Certainly Celery left over from when it wasn't retired, and I used that as an ink, so thought I'd just keep working on using it up. I have a hard time letting go of colors. Every time they retire colors, doesn't matter what company, I throw a little tantrum. It's just, I want all of the colors. No. All right. Okay, essentially we have most of our card done. I think there's a couple little things here we have to decide. I really wish you guys were here in my craft room to help me make these decisions. One of the things is, do I put like Wink of Stella on the clouds? I also found this glitter heart that's in gold glitter paper in my stash. So that's an option. So you have just the 2 pieces of glitter. I also found a tinier heart that could go on the cloud. I think I like this in this case. What do you guys like? The other thing I brought over, and since we're thinking about introducing gold, I thought this could be fun too. As I have these little red clay hearts. I don't think I like both. I think I like one or the other. Ooh, tricky, tricky. You know what? I know I'm going to make a few more of these. I might make a few like this, but I think this one here, I'm going to glue the gold heart here in the center because I kind of like that too. And I'll post those variations and a couple other variations at the end of this video. I'll film them off. I'll make them off camera. I don't want to waste your time. They'll be done exactly the same. And I'll also put them on my blog, and then you guys can tell me which variations you liked the best. But I think on this one, we're going to go with the gold heart in the center. But there you go. There is my monochromatic rainbow. Let me know if you think I pulled it off or if it works. I think it's pretty cool, but let me know if you think it could pass for a St. Patrick's Day card. I hope you give it a try. I thought about doing it in all reds. I don't know, like a red and blue for 4th of July would be cool too. I don't know. So there's some more playing to do. But anyway, it was fun crafting with you guys today. I hope to craft with you again soon. Have a good one.